Hi, BookTube. I'm not quite sure how this setup is going to work because I just have my tripod on a bin that is very short, and I am also short, but apparently not that short. But hi, this is my first BookTube video, and I'm going to have it come to you in 3 parts. Part 1, I'll be playing Burn, Reread, Rewrite. In between, giving you a shelf-by-shelf bookshelf tour. And I then have a very small haul that I can show you. It might be 4 parts. Apparently I can't count. And part number 4, you'll get to see/meet the hedgehog, part of Hedgehog Girl in Bookland. So let's get rolling with round 1 of Burn, Reread, Rewrite. So let us see. Here's this one. Book number 1 happens to be Splintered by A.G. Howard, which I think I have up there somewhere. It's on my top shelf. Yeah, I know where it is. Don't judge. I'm sure you wouldn't. This is BookTube. Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. This is gonna be hard, I can tell. And Anne of Green Gables. Really? This was really hard. I really like all of these. I'm gonna have to rewrite Anne of Green Gables. I just can't burn it. I can't. And then it was Splintered and Fangirl. I really like Lappy and his yummy drinks that he makes at Starbucks. But I'm gonna have to burn it because I'm a really big sucker for Alice in Wonderland story retellings, and I just can't burn it. So, with that, we can go to my top shelf. On to shelf number 1. So, here I've got my Heeelllooo, and I love him so much. I'll move him over there for now. On my top shelf, I have my John Green books. These are some of my more favorite books that I own. The top shelf. And look, it is signed and Heeelllooo, which I love. And so hopefully that means something to somebody else out there. And then I just have the book with Maureen Johnson and Lauren Miracle and John Green and Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children and Hollow City. I totally stutter sometimes because I'm really bad at public speaking. And the Matched trilogy I really enjoy. And here is my small collection of Alice in Wonderland stories, retelling, etc., or related stuff. I have a weakness for anything Alice in Wonderland related. It's kind of a hobby. I can't help myself. And then I've got Howl's Moving Castle, which I am in love with this book. And I haven't actually read this Haruki Murakami book yet, but he's on my favorite shelf because I'm biased. I have read Norwegian Wood though. I actually read this with my pen pal in the Netherlands. It was good. And No Matter the Wreckage. This is a book of poetry by Sarah Kay. And she's amazing. She has a bunch of spoken word poems on YouTube, so look her up. Sarah Kay. Yeah. And then I have B, which is, it's falling, falling. Yeah, oh no, everything's falling. Okay. This first shelf has been a little bit evil. This is B, which is another Sarah Kay poem-y book. This is Magic Street by Orson Scott Card. I read that a very long time ago, but I remember liking it quite a bit. And The Virgin Suicides. This is kind of a depressing book, but yet it's also one of my favorite books. Whatever. That's okay, right? And I have Perks of Being a Wallflower and The Princess Bride. And that is shelf number 1. And I have this really cute bunny little bag. I can hang out with my Alice in Wonderland books. Yay, shelf 1. Yay, now it's filming. Now that we have gone through bookshelf number 1, we're ready for another game of burn, reread, or rewrite. Josh, come pick stuff from my bucket. I have a special guest hand. He's going to pick stuff from my bucket. Number 3. Ooh, thanks. That was special. And so, burn, reread, or rewrite. Never Let Me Go by, I don't know how, I just scribbled the author's name, but it's Never Let Me Go, and it's really good, and there's a movie that is also very good. Oh, I love that book. I lent it to my friend, and she still has it. Anyway, I then have Love Letters to the Dead and The Book Thief by Marcus Zuzak. So this really isn't that hard of a choice, actually. I'm gonna go ahead and burn Love Letters to the Dead. I just didn't do anything for me, so we'll just go ahead and get that. And while I love The Book Thief, I'm just really biased to Never Let Me Go. So I'm gonna reread Never Let Me Go, and I'm gonna rewrite The Book Thief. Because I can't just, shut up, I have a fox. What does a fox say? That didn't happen. Anyway, on to bookshelf number 3. No, 2. We're on bookshelf bookshelf number 2. Number 2. Onward. This is shelf number 2 of my bookshelf. I have the, what are these? These are the Shadow Falls novels. I actually have not read these yet. I got them from Book Outlet, and they were really cheap, so I bought them because I could, and yes, I did. Why not? And these are my favorite pencils. I use them for drawing. Maybe I'll show you that I draw sometime. Or I won't. I'm not sure yet. This is a book channel. This isn't a drawing channel. But I can do what I want because it's mine. And so, shelf number 2. It's my collection of Neil Gaiman books. This one's my favorite. Oh, yeah, it's my favorite. And then, Ocean at the End of the Lane is my other favorite, but that's on my Kindle. Yeah, and then I have the complete collection, volume 1 of The Wizard of Oz. and Onward, and The Girl of Fire and Thorns. Again, I have not yet read this one. It was from Book Outlet, and it was cheap, and I'm a sucker, and I'm one of those people now. It seems like a lot of these books I haven't read, but I actually just got rid of a bunch of books that I have read, and then I kept all the ones I haven't read yet. So I'm probably not going to buy a lot of books anytime soon, so hopefully you don't mind there not being very many book hauls. And then there's Ripper, which is another one that was really cheap that I bought. And these books, I love them. A Great and Terrible Beauty and The Sweet Far Thing. I have Rebel Angels, but it's missing. Lent out to someone and never given back. That is the worst. And then I have the Hunger Games trilogy. And we'll move over to here. Hi, Gigi. Hello, Gigi. Do you want to move over here? Yes, you do. And that's Gigi from Kiki's Delivery Service. Oh, he's so cute. And back over here. The World House by Guy Adams. This is another one that I'm really looking forward to reading. Void. And Arclight. Another 3 which I need to read. I really need to not buy any more books. And look, I have read these. Yes, I have. And that is Before I Fall, Delirium, Requiem. And again, I had all of those books, but I lent them out to someone. I think that the moral of the story is don't do that. And there is The Trader's Wife, which is historical fiction, which I find I really enjoy. Particularly stuff that's set in the Civil War, but this one is the Revolutionary War, not the Civil War. But still, I like it. And then Alphabet of Dreams and The Archived. And this I was waiting to read until I had the next book so I could just marathon the books. And I bought the second book and I don't know where it went. So hopefully I can find it so I can just start reading that very, very soon. So let's just put this stuff back and this is bookshelf number 2. Oh, and Toothless didn't get a nice little greeting. And Toothless, I love him. That's my Toothless. And that is bookshelf number 2. Now that was lots of fun. I hope you enjoyed bookshelf. It's just one bookshelf, but it's shelf number 2. But anyway, now we are ready for another rousing round of burn, reread, and rewrite. 1, 2, oh, I dropped it. 3. Let's just pick that right back up. Okay. And The House of the Scorpion by Nancy Farmer. Magic Street by Orson Scott Card. And Ashfall by Mike Mullen. I think that we have to burn Ashfall because Ashfall, we have to burn it, and then it doesn't make it, so I don't have to burn Magic Street, and I don't have to burn The House of the Scorpion. But I am going to go ahead and rewrite House of the Scorpion because I am really biased to Orson Scott Card and I love Magic Street. I thought it is a story. Oh, I ripped the paper. Whoops. It's a story and it has the characters from A Midsummer Night's Dream, and Orson Scott Card makes me so happy, and I couldn't rewrite it if I tried. And now we're on to book shelf number 3. Shelf number 3. I have Pure by Juliana Baggott. And I have Shatter Me. And I need to pick up the other books in that series. And Possession. And Don't Expect Magic. This was really, really cute. And I think that people maybe should pick that up. I actually really enjoyed that. And Just Listen. It's so cute. I need to read it again. And I also really, really need to figure out where my copy of The Truth About Forever, because I like that book. And then I have Dash and Lily's Book of Dares. I'm waiting to read this until like Christmas because it looks like it is a fluffy Christmas read. And this was a book that I got for my birthday back in July. I've had a lot of stuff going on since July, so I haven't been able to read quite as much as I would like, but I find that I have a lot of time right now. So I'm gonna read that as soon as I can. And Catalyst. This is by Lori Halsey Anderson, and I find that I really enjoyed this book. I read it in high school, and it just kind of stuck with me. I really like this cover, too. I kind of remember the one in high school being just kind of boring, but I like this cover. It's pretty. And then, let's get to the stuff behind it. I've got The Prisoner of Heaven by Carlos Ruiz Zafón, and The Angel's Game, also by the same author, and The Shadow of the Wind. This book was so... I just can't even really right now. I just need to read it again. It was just... It made me think one thing was gonna happen, and then that didn't happen, and then I was just... Yeah, it was just so good. It was really good. I really enjoyed this book. And I'm going to do a review on it later, I think. I'm gonna reread it. That's a good excuse to reread a book, to do a review, right? And Sever, Fever, and Wither, which are totally on myself backwards. It goes that way. Oops. And then The Dark, The Named. There's a third book in this series that I have misplaced as well. Moving sucks. Moving makes you lose all the good things. Get back in there, Shadow of the Wind. Ah, it's bending. Get in there. Okay. We'll move these back to where they belong. And then we'll continue. So, oops, I almost forgot these 3. There's Promised, Prized, and Birthmarked. Those are also great. Fractured Light. I actually haven't read this book yet, but the author that wrote it had come to our bookstore. So I kind of just gotta read it eventually. And it's Daenerys. Look at how pretty she is. All of my Game of Thrones books are actually on my Kindle. I like my real books, but my Kindle's so nice. And then I have Born Wicked, which I have not actually read yet. Then I have another stack of books here. And that by Marie Lewis Legend. And I have Glitch. And Haroun and the Sea of Stories. This was actually a book that was assigned to me via school for my college during a world literature thing, and I really liked it, so I kept it and did not get rid of it like I usually do with school books. And this apparently doesn't want to. Sacre Bleu by Christopher Moore, and it was great. Maximum Ride. I actually haven't read this yet, but I was told it was really good, so I'll probably get to it eventually. And a Confusion of Princes, which is on my to-read list. And this, I'm so excited for this. This book is The Call of Cthulhu and Other Weird Stories by H.P. Lovecraft. Oh, come on, name. Yeah, I'm so excited for this. I've read a couple of the stories in this book, but not all of them, but I like the cover a lot. And these are just a collection of various hardcovers. I'm just gonna get back up here and take a better look. Sorry for shaky camera work. And there's The Rope Trick, Dust Girl, Doll Bones, and The Glass Sentence, Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell, The Beginning of Everything. This book, I am 98% positive, had a different title, but because America's dumb, it has a different title here. And I wanted the other cover and the other title because I liked it better, and I'm a little sad. Grasshopper Jungle, and Lost Voices, and The Geography of You and Me. And that is shelf number 3. And now that we have gone through bookshelf number 3, we're going to do another game of Burn, Rewrite, or Reread. 1, 2, 3. Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. How I Live Now by Meg Rossoff. And The Looking Glass Wars by Frank Fedor. I'm biased to Alice in Wonderland stories. This is hard. So, this is really hard. But I'm gonna go ahead and burn How I Live Now because that's not one of the hard choices. I don't want to rewrite either of these. Can I just reread them both? I couldn't rewrite Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, but I don't feel like I could rewrite The Looking Glass Wars either. But I think that I'm going to have to reread Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. Because no matter how much I love Alice in Wonderland related stuff, this is just a reimagining of another story that I love. So it's not necessarily this that I love, right? So we're gonna rewrite this as much as it pains me to do. Yeah, I ripped it because I'm so sad. I guess now it's time to look at bookshelf number 4. And here we are with shelf number 4. And we'll start with this stack over here. There's Anne of Green Gables, which was one of my favorite books when I was a kid. Douglas Adams, The Long Dark Tea Time of the Soul. And Madeline Mango, An Acceptable Time. I really always enjoy her books. And A Wrinkle in Time. I love this book. It's old. This copy, anyway, is old. Like, had scribbles on it and stuff. I think this is the one that I had when I was a kid. And this is just a weird thing that I got. It's a mood cube. It has different faces on it. It's kind of cool. Yeah. The camera doesn't like it when I hold things up close to it. And The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the ultimate Douglas Adams. I think that they should make a play of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, because I would really just like to be the whale. I love the whale. Maybe I'll have to do the whale's little speechy thing sometime, because I want to when I have no life. And another Orson Scott card, Speaker for the Dead. This goes along with the Ender's Game books, and my other ones are on my Kindle, because that's smart. And Viral Nation has a really cool cover. I really like it. And here I have the first 5 of a series of unfortunate events. And holy crap, I only own 2 Harry Potter books. I must be the only person ever that doesn't have the whole series. Yep, I only have 2. And I have Walk Two Moons and Absolutely Normal Chaos by Sharon Creech. I have really rather fond memories of these 2 books. When I was in 7th grade, my teacher read them to the class instead of doing work, because we could. It was good. And then I also read this in middle school, and I remember being rather fond of it. I don't quite remember the story, but I always had a weird thing for striped stockings and cute little gothy boots, and just gimme. And she has a cute little creepy doll, because creepy dolls make you awesome. And I have The Alchemist, The Secrets of the Immortal Nicholas Flamel, all of these, The Sorceress, The Necromancer, The Magician. I still need to get the rest of those, obviously. And there's The Last Unicorn. I really love this movie, and the books are always better. So I actually haven't read this yet, but I'm going to. I was told I needed to. I'm going to. And I have Numbers and Revolution. I just thought that cover was really interesting. Very, very interesting. And Two Girls of Gettysburg, a Civil War historical fiction by Lisa Klein. I also used to have Ophelia, and that was very good as well. That was a very long time ago that I read that. I just didn't want to go in right now. We're just going to put it off to the side, and I'll continue. And then there's Life Without Water. Very good. And Selection. Wow, it's just gonna fall. That's cool. That's fine. That's okay. And Map of Time. That's a really cool cover too. And The Immortal Rules. This is another one that I got for my birthday that I did not get a chance to read yet. I started, but I have not finished. And we'll get to these ones in the corner so I can continue on. This is The Time Machine by H.G. Wells. My boyfriend is awesome and made me this. Everything's falling. This book here, he had a graphic design class and they had to choose something in the public domain or something like that, and they had to bind and make a book. So he made me this copy of The Time Machine with the TARDIS, because I like Doctor Who a lot, and it says, "For Alice," which is my nickname. And isn't that sweet? I think that's pretty cool. I'm pretty biased though. And then I have Clockwork Angels and The Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian and One Safe Place. That's another book I got for my birthday that I haven't read yet. And there is Toothless again. And I have Doctor Who and the Day with the Daleks. And everything's falling. Chicks Dig Time Lords. And that's pretty cool. And Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe by Benjamin Hilaire Sainz. I can't say his name. I'm just can't even. Yeah, that's okay. And I have this book called Between. And I have Hereafter by Tara Hudson. And I have Her Fearful Symmetry, which I really enjoyed this book. This actually inspired my NaNoWriMo novel from 2013. It was about twins and ghosts and stuff. And The Time Traveler's Wife. Because I had to. I couldn't not read this book. I had to read this book. And that, with the exception of everything that fell, is bookshelf number 4. Hi again. I am going to go over this last bookshelf in a different video because those books are not mine. They are my boyfriend's. And yeah, I thought maybe you'd like to meet the hedgehog, part of Hedgehog Girl in Bookland. This is Roscoe. He is my little book reading buddy. I don't know if he agrees with me or not. Yeah, what do you think? He is my buddy, and he thought that he would say hello. Yeah, you just want to walk a little bit? He's my baby. And he'll probably maybe he'll help me choose books sometime. You want to help me choose books sometime? No? No? He says no. But I'm sure that he will make an appearance again. And now I will show you my small Unpoco, my little tiny book haul. And okay, Mr. Hedgehog Man, I'll put you down here. Yeah, I'm watching you. I'm watching you, you little Hufflepuff. And so now I will go over my little tiny book haul. So I have the colorless. I am bad at pronouncing things sometimes, so I'm just not even gonna right now. What's this? And his Years of Pilgrimage. Tusukuru. It could be the colorless Tusukuru Tazaki, but I also am bad at pronouncing things, and I have a feeling that I will be corrected. Yeah. And his Years of Pilgrimage by Haruki Murakami. He's in that author that I like so much. I like it. And this cover is very interesting. I couldn't help myself, so I started it already. And I think it's gonna be a fast read. I can't imagine that this will take me much more than the next day and a half, but it's so good. If you have not read any of his books, I would do it ASAP. And this is called Stitching Snow. It is kind of like a science fiction Snow White kind of book by R.C. Lewis, and it is going to be great. I really like retellings of older stories, kind of like my love for retellings of Alice in Wonderland books. So if you know any Alice in Wonderland book-ish retellings, I would love to hear about them in the doobly-doo. Or down there somewhere. That's where the comments are, right? And my last book is this. My boyfriend bought it for me today. It's signed. Woohoo! And it's really shiny. And this is Atlantia by Allie. She did the matched books, which I really liked. So that is my small haul. And I think that is a wrap for my first video. It's very nice to meet all of you who I have met thus far. And Roscoe is being a Hufflepuff right now. Oh, he's being a prickly ball. And bye. Do you want to say goodbye to YouTube? Want to say, oh no. He doesn't want to say goodbye to BookTube. I think he's just too sad to go. I can see you peeking. I can see you peeking. Bye, BookTube.